Millie Bay's here for government.
Are you tired of not having water sent to your home? Electricity just simply isn't flowing no more? Are you being abused on the street and robbed in the countryside? Do you have no money simply because it doesn't exist? Well, just get some government. It works to fix all these problems and more. And for the low price of $30,000 to $80,000 per year. What are you doing? Are you still not convinced? Well, let's listen to Gilly Tays talk about federalism.
Gilly Tays here from federalism.
You tired of having unequal power among you and your friends? Tired of it also happening between the national and state governments? Well, then we have the thing for you. Only at $67.58, federalism is a big hit. It fixes all your problems because it makes everything equal. You should start seeing the results in about 30 minutes. Before federalism, everyone was getting an unequal say in about everything, but after, everyone is making easy decisions with federalism. Again, with the cheap federalism, power is divided between state and national governments, but most importantly, power is divided for you. It gives you flexibility. Having unequal power and no flexibility is a pain. Don't be one of them normal people. Get federalism. It will solve all your problems.
Are you still not convinced? Well, let's look at a before and after example with my good friend Jimmy, who has just got himself some new government.
This is Jimmy before government. As you can see, he has no house, $1, and no life. Also, he's dying, and he's very sad. Now, this is Jimmy after government. He has a house because the government came in and built one. He has $2 because more jobs have been created. He still has no life, but at least he's happy. Also, he's not dying because of health insurance.
If you're still not convinced, well, I don't know what's wrong with you, but this will definitely convince you. Let's take a look at some legit professionals who created this and see what they have to say about it.
So, does this work?
Well, I'd say so. We're pretty smart and all, with our goggles and everything. Anyway, the Articles of Confederation were ineffective because of the problems they presented for the general states and stuff, Stuff like unaffected national government, and the states didn't want to give up their sovereignty, and Congress didn't have the power to levy taxes, Congress didn't have the power to regulate trade, all this stuff, Congress couldn't enforce the laws, and laws just didn't get done, So we decided that this needs to change. So basically what we did in order to fix all these problems was we all got together, everyone who was a big power in the government and stuff, and we decided to decide how we're going to make a new government. Well, anyway, there's this one dude, his name was James Madison, and he came up with this plan called the Virginia Plan. And then there was another guy named Will Patterson who gave us the New Jersey Plan. Well, everybody was like, these plans are pretty good, so let's just combine them. And then let's just change a little bit of stuff too. And you know what they called it? They called it the Connecticut Compromise. It was a two-house government with the House of Representatives, a Senate, and the states would have representation in the government. It was just awesome. And this is the best government that we could think of, and therefore it's great because we're smart. So you better listen and you better take it. Yep. It works.
Still not convinced? Well, let me just show you what's really going on with our current government. Anyway, when we first came here, we were colonies, 13 colonies to be exact. Our government then was a Mayflower Compact, as you all remember. It was a way devised by the founders to make it so that we wouldn't accidentally start killing each other over power. Anyway, after that, England started sending us charters, which were basically these laws that made it so that we had to follow what England said. Well, we all know how that went. Revolution, am I right? Well, anyway, after that, we had the Articles of Confederation, and that's what we have now. You know what? They're getting pretty trash, you know what? So I think it's pretty clear this government is pretty good. If somehow you're still not convinced, well, just take it from these people who actually use the government and see what they say.
So what do you think of government?
Huh?
What do you think of government?
It's good.
What do you think of government?
Good.
So what do you think of government?
Good.
Alright, what do you think of government?
Good.
This has been Jimmy Mays for government. I hope you buy it. We've put a lot of work into it.